bird. Pretty bird travelled far, far from the land it sees, seeking silent place to be now. Pretty bird sings a song to the one it calls. Pretty bird, pretty bird. Pretty bird perched on a tree, come down and sing to me. Tell me tales of happy times, don't let anything worry me. Pretty bird, pretty bird, pretty bird.
Hello. Have you ever wondered how musicians who play guitar and sing at the same time, how they do it? How are they doing? How are they doing it? I mean, you've heard of dozens of guitarists, and we look at them with such awe and amazement, and we wonder, how are they doing that? So if you stay tuned for this podcast, you will find out how you can do that yourself. You can take any song, and if you practice diligently the tips that I'm going to give you today, you might just be able to achieve it yourself. Right. Stay tuned. So, welcome to the first episode of How to Make Music podcast, hosted by myself, Fabian Lopez Rodriguez. And the song that you heard in the beginning is called Pretty Bird. It's a song that I released this year in November 2020. It's going to be in my next EP release. It's called Pretty Bird, and it's just it's a song that I'm really proud that I've made, and I hope you find it, that you like it, and share it with your friends, and that would be good for me. Thank you. So, given the topic today, how to play guitar and sing at the same time, we are assuming that you are new to this technique. Or if you're not, maybe you might want to share this with a fellow struggling musician who is going through this same predicament. Alright, so this is not going to be very much scripted for just for ease purposes and not to make it too stiff. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of background about how I was able to achieve this technique of playing guitar and singing at the same time, which is a technique that I have also managed to teach other guitar students quite successfully. Now, very often when we come across playing and singing, and we ask somebody, how do you do it? and people always say, "Oh, pick a song that's easy. That your work will be there'll be a lot less work involved." Well, I beg to differ a little bit on that one. I know it's what everybody says, pick an easy song. I would just say pick a song that you are interested in and go from there. Obviously, if you pick a really difficult song, it might take you a little bit longer. But as long as your interest is there, doesn't really matter what song you pick. So step number 1 is pick the right song. A song that you like and you really want to learn how to play and sing at the same time. It can even be a song that you wrote yourself. The way I started playing and singing was one evening a few years ago now. I attended an open mic night, and I had this in my head. I would watch interviews, countless interviews with guitarists, self-accompanying guitarists, Jimi Hendrix, Lita Ford, mainly Lita Ford actually, and just many guitarists from present day, past day, and just to see how can I do it. I thought it was really an insurmountable mountain, an insurmountable task, but I stuck at it. I didn't give up. I persevered. I practiced every day, and eventually I had the breakthrough after attending one open mic night show where I wasn't playing, but I was watching. The first step that I did was listen to the song and make sure that I knew the lyrics. So I would sing the lyrics, and as the song was being performed by the real artist live, or a recording was playing, I would sing, and I would gesticulate with my right hand, my strumming hand. If you're left-handed, it would be your left hand, and I would mimic me hitting the guitar, strumming, to mimic a rhythm for the chord progressions which would accompany the song, the melody that I would be making with my voice. So that was the first step that I took. I mimicked the guitar strumming pattern with my hands without touching the guitar. Then I took to the guitar and I muted the strings, and I tried to see if I could actually sing and mimic the strumming by hitting strings and singing. And I felt that I could do that. But please do not be fooled. This took many months of frustration. Okay, so now what's the next step? Once I could do that, then what was left to do was go through the chords. Once I did that, I actually cheated a little bit, which you are allowed to do as well. I made my own chord progression. I found a song which was actually a song from this advert, popular advert that was showing on UK TV and radio, mainly radio actually. And I just took to it, and I made my own chord progression, and I would sing the lyrics and strum. It was difficult in the beginning, but eventually I had a breakthrough. I found that if I could sing a song and air strum the pattern of the chord progression, I could eventually play the song. All I had to do was manage the chord changes, changing from one chord to the next chord and to the next chord. Right, so here are some valuable points. These are some questions you must ask yourself if you want to play and sing at the same time. And let's be clear, these are tips for strumming. If you're doing any other kind of accompaniment, obviously for guitar, we will cover that one another day, or you can sort of adapt these tips if you're doing fingerstyle or if you're doing plucking. Okay, but this is mainly for strumming. We are just beginning. So what I did was find the lyrics printed with the chords alongside them on the same document. I know it sounds obvious, but no, it's a good idea to have the chords and the lyrics in the same document. Okay, right, that box is ticked. What I did next was find the time signature. Is it 4/4? Is it 3/4? Is it 6/8? Is it 12/8? Find what that is. Okay? Is it played in 3? Is it played in 4? Okay. Then the next step, you don't need to think much about this. Put the song playing by the real artist, the recording of the live performance or the video or the CD. Put the song playing and clap the rhythm that you hear. First clap the rhythm. Then sing along to the song. You may be reading the lyrics. Sing along to the song and clap the rhythm. That rhythm that you just clapped, for each clap that you did, and at exactly the same place that you clapped, those claps will become the strums on your guitar. This was really the epitome. This was the epiphany, actually, that I had. And when I realized this, I knew, oh, okay, I've got this sussed out. I just have to prove to myself that I can do this. Okay, so then we are replacing the claps with strums on the guitar. And what are we actually doing? So what we are doing with the clapping is we are setting the rhythm for the song. And here's another tip as well. You don't have to strum exactly the same as the original musician did it in the song for it to sound like the song. You can change the rhythm as long as if it's a 4/4 song, you keep to a 4/4 pattern, or if it's a waltz or a 3/4 song, you keep to that 3/4 pattern. It will be the song, and then it becomes your own version of the song. Then the next step is to take a phrase at a time and practice the rhythm strumming along with the chord progression and the words. So you would sing. So let's say you take the first phrase or the first line of the first verse, and there are two chords between in that first line. So you take that line, you sing it, and at the same time you'll be strumming the rhythm. Now, this is another part. How many hits do you want to make per chord? Do you want to make 1 hit per chord, 4 hits per chord, 8 hits per chord, 16 hits per chord? That's something to consider. That's part of the rhythm. Okay. Here's another tip. While you're practicing this, taking a phrase at a time until you can get the rhythm right by playing and singing at the same time, it's a good idea to also slow down the tempo of the song in your own playing. You can tap your foot so you can accompany yourself. You can take the metronome. That would help you be true to the actual meter. So play it slowly, repeat a few times, and take it line by line, slowly, repeating a few times, and eventually you will get the song. So then all that's left to do is for you to memorize the song, and I'll see you at the next gig. Thank you very much. And so now you might be wondering, okay, I understood all those concepts. So what songs can I use now to practice this? Well, I've got just the tips for you. So some songs that I found that are helpful to practice these concepts that we learned today of playing guitar and singing at the same time. Songs like Wish You Were Here, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Heart of Gold, and Valerie. I'll say that one more time. Wish You Were Here, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Heart of Gold, and Valerie. These are some very good songs that you might want to try if you are at a loss from what songs to attempt, because I felt that as well. When I was practicing some techniques when I was beginning as a guitarist, I would always ask myself, okay, what song can I use? Because there's such a vast, there's a myriad of songs that you can choose from, and you sort of get this, you get sort of choice paralysis. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. Please be sure to check out my page, Fabiao Music, on Instagram. It's spelled Fabiao Music, at Fabiao Music, on Instagram. I make lots of posts. I make daily posts, weekly posts. I post live playings and just everything about music. Most of my posts are videos. I have a very limited number of pictures. It's mainly videos. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. This was the very first one I've ever done. This is sort of the beta version. And if you liked it, share it with your friends. And let's make sure we get a second one going. Thank you very much. I will leave you with Pretty Bird again, a song that was released on the 4th of November 2020. Pretty Bird. Enjoy.